Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Rescue, Episode 7, Campus Brawl. My first order of business is to try to find the generator magazine. But here's the thing, here's the rub. So we did just search the Zippy Mart. I actually don't recall if I fully looted it or not, so I'm not going to mark it off as looted. But there is a few different spaces, a few different spots that I can look for a generator magazine, and I would like you guys to, in a very quick flash poll, decide. I think the most obvious places would be LSU's library to the northwest, which is this sort of periwinkle colored, I'm going to call it periwinkle colored building. And then there's Bernard's Books, which I believe is, or Book Emporium, whatever it's called technically, is the one in center of the screen. The larger, generally speaking, no, that's not it. Where is Bernard's? Okay, I live here. Maybe I should figure that out, huh? It's up that way somewhere. It might be, well, whatever. Whatever the case is, I'll have to figure out. But that's what I'm going to have you pulled on, so where to go to find a generator magazine. LSU Library. Bernard's Books. Or there's also like a really big bookstore to the northeast. Really not that close. But so the TLDR is essentially like the larger the library or bookstore, obviously the more zombies I'm going to run into. But also the higher the chance that I actually find what I'm looking for. My poll is way all over the place. Come on, there we go. All right, so the library, I should probably mark these places down while you guys vote. So once I have them marked down, because I'm apparently I am a really bad navigator, we will have you guys decide. So I'll just put this little like blue book icon where the books are. So that's LSU's library right there. And then Bernard's Book Emporium is actually not too far from where we live. It's this building here. This is probably the easiest to get to, but it's also the smallest. It's just past the post office that we cleared. So we already know that it's clear up into the post office. So it would just require us to go a little bit further. Actually, is it that building? Yeah, whatever. I think, yeah. I'm going to go with yes. It is there. And then the Brooks Public Library is, oh man. Gigamart, somewhere to the northeast. In my King of Louisville series, I went there a lot. Purpose Building, Pawn Shop. Man, I keep mousing over the wrong things. What's weird is I think I could probably just drive to it. It's next to the art gallery. So the art gallery is this building? So it's here? No, it's not there. I'm like map blind right now. I don't know why. Is it, no, maybe it's it's over here. Okay, so it's right there. I got it eventually. Oh my god, that it'd take very long. But yeah, there you go. Feel free to vote. Bernard's Books, LSU Library, or Brooks Library. Those, I think, are the closest places besides the post office that has already been cleared. So the post office is obviously not an option. We've been there. It didn't have it. And apart from that, the other struggle that we've been having is just dealing with, like, food. Because I don't have my electrical high enough to get a proper stove. And I don't really feel like constantly cooking either. So, once we have the generator book in hand to make sure that we do have running water, or water. You know, it might be a good idea to try to get electrical up. So we're going to head to the LSU library. Cool. Eat a little bit of junk food. Make sure my weight isn't... Oh, it's dropping. Okay, well, I'll have a Plonky. Or a Twinkie, really. Oh, and one other thing that happened last stream is I was, like, ambushed by the chopper, but I managed to run inside and hide from it, and we were fine. So I think given the distance of LSU's library, as nutty as it might sound, I'm going to try to go on foot, which means it's going to be a multiple day ordeal, most likely. But the advantage is, you know, I will clear the way all the way to it. And not only that, but I'll also make sure that if there are zombies out there, I'll be looting them for the fragments. So the fragments to try to get saved, let's say, requires you to kill zombies, because zombies are the ones that drop the fragments. So before I head out, because it's 6 in the morning, it's a little early, I am going to try to fire up my old school antique stove to do a little bit of cooking. And I figure, why not combine cooking with carpentry, a totally natural match made in heaven, and go ahead and break some boxes down while I'm at it. I forget how long chicken takes to cook, but I hope 5 scrap wood is going to be enough. The other thing is, I need a ignition source. I guess I'll just use like a magazine I'm not reading. MDF stew? Exactly, yes. Nothing like having, you know, treated wood in your fire. I'm full aware of how horrible that would be. Light fire with the magazine and the matches. And add the scrap wood. Alright, that will get cooking. This is lit for 7 hours. And this time I can like just put it out rather than let it burn, so that I get to conserve some fuel. I'll load my backpack up with the healthiest of ingredients, or foods, also, so that I can plump up, because I'm 78 and dropping. So junk food abound. Hey, Trallalaro. Thank you for the resub. Come on, just get done. All right. The crossbow I currently... the crowbar I currently have is, like, pretty destroyed. But I'm going to use it anyway, knowing that I have a spare. Why, hello, zombies. So, I will be headed... I'm going to follow the roads, because cutting through the buildings, if there's zombies in the buildings, they're way more likely to flood out of the buildings and jump me. So, I'm going to go via the road here. And try to get over as close to the LSU's library as I can, without actually being stealth. Purposely, I am not stealthing this. I want to clear the neighborhood a little bit more, because it's like 2 birds, 1 stone. So, walking over. MDF is a like compressed wood building material. I think, right? That's what you're referencing, I hope. Yeah, medium density fiberboard. It's the, if you think IKEA, it's the sort of like slightly better than particle board stuff, cheap furniture that you can buy, you know, when you're not dealing in hardwoods. And setting... Sometimes, like, compressed wood, treated wood is really not good to burn because it was treated with chemicals, so you're not going to fare so well setting that stuff on fire. There is no shortage of groups in the direction I'm headed, so we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us, I think. But every zombie kill is an opportunity to loot medicine, leathers, beta blockers if I'm really lucky, or map scrap. And is quadricates an American thing? Like, I've never heard of... I mean, I know what snow globes are, but I feel like a lot of the junk food here is like generically named so that they're not trademark infringing, I'd imagine. So it's not so much that it's something you can buy in the store, it's just avoiding trademark. Hey, Wick! Thank you for the raid, man. Were you also... What were you playing? You were also playing PZ. Tell me about what you were doing. And for you raiders, I am just trying to head over to a bookstore for a little bit of periodicals, you know? Getting the old Generator magazine. I'm pretty early in this playthrough. It's only 7:21, so it's been a few weeks. And the goal of this series is to actually survive and get extracted through a rescue quest. Oh, my sneaking went up. That's convenient. Come on, zombies. So at the moment, I'll actually update my priorities so you can track it a little bit better. I am trying to find a Generator magazine at the LSU library. Just grinding through West Point on the way to LV, kind of an RP run. Sweet. Most of my runs are RP runs, so I get it. That's my jam, man. In this one, I just like started off on Louisville. I let my gaming community decide where to spawn, and you know they always pick the worst areas for me. But that's cool. That way, if I die, I can blame them. You know how it is. And if you're wondering, my character is just kind of like a strong, unemployed athlete who does two-handed blunt. Not super specialized. Just someone that I thought could hack it. Oh, LSU's campus is the target for your run? Sweet. Well, I'm about to be on their campus if luck has it. I am just like a block up. I'm trying to follow the road so I don't aggro all the zombies in the buildings. Gives me a little... It's a little easier to fight in the open, too. Any veteran of Project Zomboid knows close quarter battle is bite battle. And I've got details and a mod list about the series there if you want it. Indoors and trees? Yeah, man. I am not a fan of trees either. So in West Point, are you just trying to find a car and like beeline for the checkpoint into Louisville? Or are you going low and slow? Is there ever a reason to pick up valuables like rings and necklaces? No, they don't serve any purpose. The only jewelry that ever serves a purpose would be watches. And once you have one watch, that's all you really need. Some games like 7 Days to Die, it's like a currency, but not in this one. Do I want the denim shirt? I think I have enough denim shirts at home. But if you just want to wear the bling, you know, that works too. So this this street here obviously has a lot of townhouses. So I fully expect lots of zombies flooding out of their little townhouses to come mess with me. The thing is, if I'm in a situation where I need to do some scavenging in townhouses, this block will be pretty safe for me to return to. Oh, there we go! Repeater location map fragment, number 2. That's very nice. Yeah, jeweler will serve a purpose in 42 when blacksmithing gets added, so you can melt stuff down. Yeah, absolutely. And then the entire crafting system is more or less going to be redesigned. I'm eager for it. A little worried because it's one of the biggest patches and changes that Project Zomboid has ever put through. And the reason I'm worried is the more the features, the more likely things are to go wrong. Is, I guess, the nicest way to put it. Not that I don't have a lot of faith in them as a developer, but there's a lot of room for error when it's like a lot of stuff. Yeah. 42 is massive in scope. I mean, it's their first attempt to I think it's pretty crazy that they're going to introduce animals and crafting overhauls. Because animals, of course, will be like the first legit NPCs other than the zombies, right? The first non-hostile NPCs. With, in and itself, is big enough to tackle. But then they're going to redesign the entire crafting tree. And one thing that I have thought for a very long time, which I thought was missing in the game, was a reasonable sort of like end-game crafting system. Because in Zomboid, most of the skills that you grind for, once you get like electrical 3 or like, I mean, carpentry is the only one that has like some useful items later on, but like metalwork and electrical and like those craft, it doesn't matter. Like once you hit like 3 in those skills, it's like, oh, all right, big deal. Like mechanics might be like 5 so that you can start repairing engines, but almost all the other skills have nothing beyond 5. So it's going to be really nice that that gets done. I figured, because it just came in here, I might as well check to see if there's, I hear zombies coming in after me. Where are they? Oh, they're jumping out the window. So that's going to be really nice, giving us a reason to level up a little bit further than just the bare minimum. So I'm eager for that, too. Yeah, metalwork is hella lackluster unless you want a base design. And then if you do want a base design with metalwork, then the problem becomes, are you going to find all the metal sheets that you need? Right? Because that's another big issue. If you want like a big base and not just like a little watchtower or something like that, collecting the metal sheets for something significant is I'm not going to say impossible, but it's going to be pretty frustrating at the very least. All right. Bulletproof. Oh, you know what? That's intact bulletproof vest. Wasn't really eager to, like, super encumber myself. But, I don't think I have a backup bulletproof vest. In fact, I'm not even currently wearing one. I thought I owned one. Well, I guess I'm going to wear this then. Yeah, and then, of course, metal doesn't really slow zombies down, really at all. So, you know, shucks, right? It's expensive, it's hard to source, and it provides very little benefit. The, truly, the pinnacle of anti-zombie innovation, right? What's the point? It exists. It is technically stronger. Really, the advantage of metalwork, as far as I'm concerned, is to be able to maintain your cars. Because metalwork is what repairs a lot of car parts besides mechanics, right? Like, if you want to do bodywork type stuff, you need metalwork. And the better your metalwork is, the more you can repair. So if you are used to using your vehicle to smash zombies, and you need to repair your hood or trunk or whatever, metalwork is the name of the game. That, and there's a lot of mods that like add things that are worth doing metalwork with. All right. So if you're wondering about the building that I'm approaching, I put the book icon roughly where the books are. They're mostly in the northwestern building, but there's some books in the section here. But we're probably going to want to clear most of it so that I don't get zombies behind me. And then, of course, like, we're going to be on a college campus, so it's going to get a little hectic. Is using the vehicles mods worth it? Totally depends on the goal of your series. So I have run... I mean, those vehicles serve 3 different purposes as far as I'm concerned. So some of the vehicles have interiors, so you can have a mobile base. So that's pretty unique. Some of the vehicles are really well armored. So you can have like a tank or like an armored Jeep or something like that, which provides a lot more durability than the vanilla vehicles. And then some of the vehicles have really high storage capacity. So if any of those 3 factors matter to you, then yeah, the mod might be interesting. With that said, they're not necessarily balanced, right? Like rolling around in an armored personnel carrier gives you a sense of protection that otherwise would not be achievable on the run or on the move. So it depends if game balance matters to you or not. Yeah, spoiler alert. It would be good if we didn't spoil stuff. But thank you for the resub. I wonder if I'm gonna manage to find like a better bag. I'm running around with a school bag, which is not great. Oh, you have a sandwich in your satchel. Oh, it's rotted. I guess it has been a few weeks. A little bit of dog treats? Here, I'll even give you a free dog can. Hey, bud. So you can see the start of the building there that I want to go into. It might be to my best benefit of just like not entering the building until I'm roughly outside of where I want to go into. So the modded vehicles, there's so many vehicle mods that like it's hard to answer that question because there's dozens upon dozens of vehicle mods, but generally speaking, the vehicles that start armored, you just like find and then it's profitable. So if you like find a tank and you hotwire it or whatever, you have a tank. Whereas some of the vehicles will allow you to armor them up, and it does require metalwork, mechanic, etc. It requires skills. So it's I'm not going to say it's necessarily balanced because it isn't really. That and long ago, they were talking about introducing vehicle modding mechanics into vanilla Zomboid. So we might at some point get vanilla vehicle mods. There was concept art that they put out ages ago, but the concept art included, you know, like stuff welded to the car, making it look more like a Mad Max vehicle than all the pimp mobiles that we see here. Hey, I thank you for the gifted subs, man. Do you know if there's plans for different fuels? I do not know. No. For now, the vehicles all just use gas, and it doesn't even specify what kind of gas. But I suspect probably not, as it doesn't actually introduce compelling game mechanics to have different types of fuels. It's just confusing for players. Like, I can't really think of a lot of survival games that have different types of fuel. They just fuel is fuel for most games. I could see biofuel. That would be different, because that would be like fuel that you make versus fuel that you find. So, like, legit, I get that. But I don't get, like, 87 octane, 93 octane in diesel. It's like, whatever. It's gas. Driving a tank around would be a sight. I mean, I've used some of those mods. I just don't use them on stream because, like, once you have the thing, it's like, good job. Now, nothing is challenging. And you've ruined a game that is reliant upon challenge. Oh, I didn't fill up my water. Yep, there goes the crowbar. Bye-bye, crowbar. Hello, new crowbar. Eventually. There we go. Just doing a warm-up swing. You know how it is. Gotta reload those arms. Henry style. Pulling a crowbar out of my coat after my first crowbar breaks is very reminiscent of God, what was the long title of that? The Unbelievably Inefficient Murder or whatever. You know, does anyone know the video I'm referring to with the spoons and the ginosage? It's like these zombies are probably celebrating, ah, the crowbar finally broke! And I'm like, crowbar number 2! There's no getting away from Crowbar Man. The Spoon Murderer. Exactly, yes. The Spoon Murderer. So, this is LSU's campus, and the last building at the top left of the screen does have bookshelves, and then the next building over has more bookshelves. It's already 2 p.m. I'll probably turn around at like 5 p.m. So this is like a multi-day journey. Because I knew I was going to have to kill a lot of people. But I already have my plonkies. Tallahassee would be happy. Nox, thank you for the gifted sub, or the resub. Because I can read. Oh, that's a group. Is that a duffel on their shoulder? No, it's a satchel. Ah. I want a bigger bag. Uh-oh, it's not good. I just became tired. Alright, I'm going to try to disengage from this. Oh, they're all following me. That's good. Yep. Nothing like being tired and aggroing everyone left. How do zombies work in this game? It depends on your server settings. Sometimes there's finite number, sometimes there are respawns. By default, the way it works is any area that you have been in the last 3 days is not eligible for zombie respawns. Otherwise, zombies will respawn. But that doesn't necessarily mean there won't be zombies, because they can always wander in. So how zombies work is like a surprisingly very complicated question. But the TLDR is that the map is cut up into like a chessboard of cells that are roughly like a city block or two big. And any area that you've been in is not eligible for respawn. But if you haven't been there in 3 days, then it is eligible, and they'll start respawning. But also that zombies will... this is going down fast. 3 p.m. and I'm already, like, exhausted. Zombies are coded to sort of, like, group up together. And once they're grouped up together, they will patrol. So... a lot of the times, like, even if you clear out a city block for yourself, you'll find yourself in situations where you still have a lot of zombie pop, and it's because they, like, were attracted by noise, or they grouped up and just wandered in, you know. There's also meta events. Meta events would be, like, if you hear gunfire, or screaming, or dog barking, or wolf howling, something like that. And what those events do is they shuffle zombies around. So it's actually not like an actual NPC with a gun. It's just a noise that you hear in some direction of the game. But the zombies will be attracted to that noise and get shuffled around as well. Whoa, that was close. And then, yeah, when zombies are off screen so that the game runs at frames per second, not frames per minute, zombies are just become data points. They don't physically exist. They just get moved around as, like, dots in cells. That would be the long and short of it. There's a lot more nuance and complexity to it, but that explains it, I think, probably well enough. Well, that was a fight. They just keep coming. And I'm, like, tired and weary and exhausted, and they were just flooding at me. Because I'm looking for certain lootables off the zombies, I'm just scouring them to make sure I didn't miss any of that stuff. Oh, diamond pattern sweater. I said at 5 p.m. I'd turn back around. It's almost 5. And let's keep overeating. Gotta have my chicken. God, weight's still dropping. I've been burning too many calories. Alright, I'll check the rest of the bodies that I left out there that I killed but never scanned tomorrow. So the reason I'm ditching the hoodie, well, I should inspect it first. So here, as you can see, the hoodie covers torso, arms, right? And then the diamond patterned sweater I found covers neck as well. It's one of the only pieces of, like, that and the leather jacket and the scarf are, like, the only things that cover your neck. So diamond patterned sweaters are good to grab. Not only that, but neck wounds bleed faster in this game than, like, even head wounds. You get a neck wound in this game, it's just like, game over. You're dead. Yeah, if I wore the leather jacket that I own, my neck protection would be a little bit better. It'll be up to 10 bite, 40 scratch. 40 scratch is not too bad. You know, if I spend some time to do a little tailoring, I could get that up to like 50 scratch or so, depending on my tailoring skill. But that's why tailoring, as lame as it might sound, is such a meta skill, because at really high level tailoring, you can improve your clothing to add a lot of armor to it, allowing you to be fully protected almost in every body part, except for like your neck and your hands. Because there's only gloves to wear, and there's not too much that goes on your neck. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's only the, for neck, it's only scarf, jacket, and sweater, and no other layer will count. I believe that to be the case. I don't think that there's a shirt that covers neck. Like the collared shirts don't. Like, so here's a denim shirt that doesn't. I don't have a Hawaiian shirt yet. Well, we got pretty well into LSU's campus. Not bad. Killed some frat boys and frat girls, or sorority girls. Frat girls. Well, I guess there is such a thing, but not like I phrased it. Maybe some school administrators. Let's do cardio. The bloody modifier is not just cosmetic. You can have hemophiliac survivors that are afraid of blood, and it makes them panicked to be bloody. And then you can also, if I had like a scratch, like, so let's say I jumped through a window with sharp glass in it, I could find myself in a situation where I have an open wound that wasn't caused by a zombie, and that wound could get infected because I have dirty clothing, you know, so there's a few different reasons to keep clean. Right, buddy? I haven't done the organization for my things yet, which is probably a little long overdue. But it's not happening now. I'm just going to be dumping everything in. At some point, you guys will be able to vote for organize your stuff. But until then, no. I'm going to refrigerate my cooked chicken, because I can grab the microwave from downstairs to microwave. Yeah, zombie bites are always fatal. Once you're bit, you're dead. You won't die immediately, depending on the server settings. Again, it's really hard to say things like that definitively, because server settings, as they are, it can be set that as soon as you're infected, you immediately die, or it could also be set that, like, it takes a week, or by default, it takes a few days. And one of the ways to know that you're infected, like you're zombified, is you become queasy, and then you slowly lose health. You won't have like you have zombie disease. You know, there is not a UI indicator that will like tell you that you're zombified. But unless you've been like eating raw rats or whatever. Generally speaking, if you are queasy from a scratch or laceration, you've been zombified. Well, like queasy and losing health, you've been zombified. You can be queasy and not losing health and just have like a regular old wound infection. Because any wound can become infected with just, you know, regular old wound infections. But zombie infections are unique. You're guessing when I played Escape from Tarkov that my stash gave me PTSD? No. I mean, I can Jenga. I can organize. It's just, I've got a priority. If I was to really organize, what I would want is I would want, like a metal shelf per occupation. You could think of it that way. And because, you know, because that's not what my goal, it would take me like an entire day to fetch all the metal shelves. So until I have the proper storage, like, why bother? Is at least my concern. But, alright, let's, wash up a little bit. There, see, now we got nice, clean clothes, no blood anywhere. Might as well do that while we still have running water, because once we don't have running water, it becomes a lot harder to clean your own clothes. Not impossible, but a lot harder. You need rain barrels and plumbing, probably a washer and dryer. Alright, if I go to sleep at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be up at some stupidly early hour in the morning and deeply regret it. So, is there something to read? Probably, right? I don't have my first aid book read. Or tailoring? No, I've done tailoring, I've done metalwork and mechanics and electrical. I don't have cooking. Cooking is probably better for me than first aid. Because in an ideal situation, I am not going to require first aid. Which means I've just cursed myself to need it. Oh, the other thing I don't have... So I have like every tool that I possibly want in the game. Did my power just go out, or am I just really tired? No, it's still making noise. But I don't have a generator magazine, so that's probably the last big ticket item that I would want. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Rescue, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 14th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community on Discord, it also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie slayers,